still workshopping this
Exactly.
script. I mean, I had an ending, and the gist of the story is still staying. But I mean, like 3 hours before, I was zooming with someone that I'm set on casting, right? And I realized that like the character that she's gonna play is like why it was more of like a bit part, right? And it would make it much more interesting. And just adding a couple lines for her, and I changed the ending a little bit where it's the same ending, but there's more symbolism.
Yeah,
that's
the fun part.
It was fun, and I was like, dude. I was like impressed. I was like,
this
is fucking good.
That's the
I was
fun.
like, this is
Because first drafts are always like, for me at least, first drafts are always like, this is the most bare bones, like straightforward version of this. There's no theme. There's no like, you know, I'm just saying what the characters think. I'm saying what they want to do, you know, ignoring anything to push it and finish it. But when you really start like, oh, I don't need to say it like this. I could like have them just say this and it still symbolizes everything. And that becomes so much more fun. And then you create situations, you figure out like, you know, you figure out how to tell a story effectively. Because anybody can tell a story, but once you figure out how that specific story needs to be told to come across and to hit people, that's a whole different thing entirely. Because I had a script where, man, I thought it was good. And like, I'm glad I let somebody else read it. Because they liked it, but they were also like, I'm a little confused. And I'm like, what the fuck are you confused over? But now, like, taking that constructive criticism, I took that and I'm like, okay, now I know how to tell this story so no one's confused. I still, like you said, it's still the same story, but now I know how to tell it.
That's right. It's like building on it. Like, I like the story and the gist of it. I was like, oh, it's nice, but it's like, oh, this is going to add a little bit of heart, a little emotion right there. And this is going to be a slick little thing right there if I do this like that. And it's like, you know, give it a a little oomph and like, it's like, oh, now this thing can fuck. You know, it's like you're building on it, and it feels good.
It does.
Like,
it is. You get like the
it's a flow state.
You get the brains just zapping.